Yo. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Hey, man, Hangover. Boy. Hey, I got to get up anyway. I don't just be sleeping, bro. I go to sleep at night. Okay. I got to get up. I got shit to do. You know, I'm trying to make an impact. You dig? What is going on? What's going on, man? What's going on? I'm a little late. I try to get up at 6. Go up at 6, but you know, it didn't. Had a couple phone calls, and you know how we do, man. You know how we do. Cortland Ross in the building. Appreciate you, my brother, for that membership. Bloodthirst, Havoc in the building. Salute, brother. Appreciate you for that membership, man. It's gonna get real membershipy around here, man. You guys go ahead and get it, man. And I don't think it's much. I think that membership might be like $5 for a whole month. You know what I'm saying? So I know you guys are like, oh man, where's the perks at? You know, shit. I click the members only button at any time. That's the perk right there, you know, to say the least. When it gets real cookie, and yeah, we're gonna be having them type of shows. It's gonna be worth the extra. You dig? I was thinking about dipping over to that Patreon, but you know, I'm thinking like, shit, if I got the members only, you know, I think the wake and bakes, I think, cause I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. There's too many swagger jackers and custers and swagger jackers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm gonna be real, man. You know, yeah, I tried to do the whole peaceful community type of thing and everybody inclusive, you know, all of, you know, but it's just too much. But you know, riding a motherfucker's bumper, like people don't got motivation for themselves, right? It's like, damn, bro. I try to come to communities where I'm inspired too, right? I want to be inspired too. I want to have ideas to steal. You know, I don't want to just have everybody stealing my fucking ideas, bro. You know, I bring a lot to the table, bro. You know, and sometimes you got to understand your worth. You got to understand your fucking worth, bro. If you don't do nothing else in life, you know, you got to understand your worth or you're going to be worthless. You feel me? Hey man, salute everybody. 4-man reckless in the building. Salute. Let me see. Heart and Fitness, I see you, brother. AQ, what up, brother? You know what we do. Old man, salute. Bang that button. Let me see. Do a little housekeeping. Get back on this platform real tough. I gotta I gotta hit my targets. Hit them targets, you know, and knock them down. You know, the tasks get bigger and bigger. As you progress, the tasks get bigger and bigger. But I will say my channel, I be getting some chicken shit views despite of me not really dropping lately. Like them views are still, I could imagine what the fuck you know, if I was really dropping new content, because them, you know, them old replays and different, you know what I'm saying, man. Salute everybody. Every time you watch one of them joints, it pushes it out to the algorithm. That's pretty much what YouTube is It's you know, the engagement, you know, the comments that you guys leave. When I go back and comment on that, it just boosts the engagement. So nah, I appreciate that, man. The small things that make a channel pop. Yeah, that's what we want to do. We got good content, good educational opportunities, and different things, giving people a different perspective. So why not have this channel out there? And there's a lot of new things popping up. I see those other communities, you know, while we over here bickering and snooting and sneating, you know, I see other communities that, I mean, it ain't about stopping them from getting to where they're getting, but I like to acknowledge, you know, growth. Um, it's always good to look at. Let me see. Hey, Merry Christmas, man. Everybody, hope everybody enjoyed the Christmas. I know everybody ain't gonna support it. That's fine. As long as you got to hang out with some friends or some family, you know, some of us, and we like to get on that Uncle Scrooge shit, you know, and want to be alone and you know, all of that, you know. It's a scientific fact that, you know, being alone's not, is that doesn't help much, bro. It doesn't. It it brings weakness. It brings weakness when you're not around your people, rather if you're doing good or you're doing bad. You know, it's always good to get around your people, right? People that you love, people that you fuck with. And if you don't do nothing but that, just get that energy from everybody. See how everybody's doing. See, you know, it kind of keeps you going, keeps you more on your shit. Man, we had a party at my house. I mean, oh my goodness. It was probably 45 deep, you know, and that's not even a lot considering that, you know, I didn't make not one phone call. And then you know, I mean, it could have been stupid. It could have been 100 deep. I'm thinking I'm gonna do something in the summertime. I got a bunch of birthdays in the June or May, end of May, and like the middle of June. CC's is middle of June. Uh, my oldest son's June 4th. I got a daughter in May, end of May. So I'm thinking about throwing a nice little function again, man. You know, because it's just the energy, man. That everybody got. We was getting it in. They got the games out at the table, playing imposture, and you know, games I never even heard about, bro. But fun games. We getting it in. The weather was terrible, but you know, I had the little back door. You know, we hit the back door, going hit the garage. You know, we hit the detached garage. Uh, and got it in up in there. We having a big fat session up in there. You know, everybody kicking it. Uh, First time in a long time that I didn't have to drive. That was huge. Usually I always got like a 40-minute drive, 30-minute drive, hour drive, you know, from damn near any goddamn function that we doing because you know I gotta be on the outskirts, man. You know what I'm saying? When you're a villain, you got, and they'll find you on the outskirts too. That's the thing. You know, they'll find you on the outskirts uh too. You dig? But man, listen, man, if you don't do nothing else, man, get that good energy from your family and you know, chop it up with some bulldoggers and you know, back and forth. But we back to it. I'm saying I was I said Merry Christmas, but I'm already trying to get back to it. You know what I'm saying? Get back to the element, get back to the dogs, get back to what really matters. It's been a lot of entertainment going on, you know, as you guys know. Um, we We dropped the series, the Agent Hirsch series. I know you guys saw it. The shit was fucking. I even rewatched it. The shit is hilarious. I mean, and the basic thing is, we there's an Agent Hirsch in everybody's neighborhood, man. This is not just because of this guy, but unfortunately, sometimes when you do things at a level where nobody else can do it at, like LeBron James level of snitching, then there's nothing else that we can do but acknowledge you for that. So Agent Hirsch, he's a made-up character. Some of you guys it'll look just like you. If you look at this guy, you'll be like, damn, this motherfucker looks just like me. But he's a made-up character. Okay. He's not implying that this is somebody or something. You know what I'm saying? It's more like it should be just a shoe. And if it fits, you should just wear it, man. In other episodes, Agent Hirsch, there's going to be another episode dropping, but he still haven't answered the questions. I'll leave it kind of brief. Because it's like you got all this energy, you want to do all of this other stuff. Why don't you just come out and tell us the real deal? Okay. Just go ahead and tell us the real deal of what really happened, right? You got up here, a lot of dog men, they weren't too happy about you. Just like thinking you got the green light to mention people when you're not in any of those circles. I think that's diabolical. When you got dudes that do that, it's like, I'm a name drop and act like I know people to get some type of recognition. You know what I'm saying? I think that's sucker shit. Anyway, get that you got to get that calendar, man. I'm gonna tell you now, you got to get that calendar. I think it's just got a different flow, a different energy to it. Check out the description. You should be able to get up in that description, and you should be able to grab it. Let me see. Let me see if I could put it in the chat. You should be able to grab it. So you can have that sauce, man. Every other thing, everybody do their shit, bro. Everybody do their shit. Is that link up there or not? Let me see. Let me know if that link's working. Dickie Foster, what up, brother? Supreme, what up? Hey, man, new year. Don't be the motherfucker that didn't make no fucking moves, man. This next year, I'm talking about the accelerated program. If you just got a dog or two and you just, that don't feel the pressure, but I'm still the coach that's gonna help the people that want to learn. Like, damn, it's been a lot of dudes that I came across that they thank me for helping them build their yard and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, them motherfuckers went from didn't have shit, didn't have no good dogs, no dogs that people would even give a fuck about in 100 years, to actually being notable for shit and for dogs, and the affiliation and the different people. A lot of times it's who you get introduced by, right? If you get introduced by a bum, then that's not holding no weight. Like if you get introduced from somebody that's actually solid, bro. So for those people, those dream chasers, those guys that won't take no for an answer. The guys that, they don't give a fuck. Everybody say you're not gonna be the big dog man, and you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that. And they just really don't look at that as the final answer, right? Those type of people. So um if you listen, you're just gonna be a little bit harder for you, right? It's like um get your get your shit together. Don't be fucking up next year and December come around and you haven't done anything. No progress. No progress on the yard. No nothing. Right? Because we all got a responsibility when it comes to these dogs. It's to hold them to the highest standard, to the light, the positivity, education, to try to cover up some of this misinformation about these dogs. Eclectic, what up, brother? Salute to you. Salute, man. Hey, man, hey, let's get that end of the year tap in. Let's get that end of the year tap in. Feel you that we lost contact or we ain't tapped in, in a minute. Just shoot me a text, man. Shoot me a little text. The text works great, Shoot me a little text, get it up in there. If you need any magazine, I mean, shit, I pulled out the stack on my brother yesterday. It's like, boy, look, like, man, this is a whole year. And this year is going to be even more. It's going to be better, even more historical, iconic, more shit. So tap in. If you got a story, you want to put your shit eater in there, you want to put your good dog in there, whatever you want to do. I think this calendar's a good look, though. I'm not going to hold you. I think the calendar's a good look. Got a lot of good illustrations. It's going to really look good in the house. It's going to look good, Up in your man cave, we got the big 17-inch joint. You can cop the 17-inch joint, or they got the I think it's the 11-inch, the 8.5 by 11-inch joint. That's the regular size. And then you could get I think it's like 11 by 17. It's kind of, it ain't huge, but it's a nice calendar. That joint's nice. Right? Oh yeah, now hit me on that back street, Eclectic. Let's get everything. Let's fill everything back up. Let's, it's time. We mounting up. I've been mounting up this whole time. Like, I took these days I've been off, not doing content. Trust me, and dudes will tell you because they call me. We be on the back streets chopping it up, and they know I'm over here working. I'm working on something I can't talk about. Something I can't even explain it. It's like, whoa, next level. Because I smell them trying to creep up, and what I've done. A lot of people next year, their template is gonna be that. That's why I'm gonna get this wake and bake up off of this. I'm gonna do content. What the hell is gonna have? I'm gonna have a lot of content. But if you're gonna be missing them wake and bakes, that inspirational wake and bake, that we going members only for that, man. Fuck it. Because there's too much swagoo. It's too much swagoo, bro. And then when dudes suck up the game, they act like they don't fuck with you and shit, bro. I don't like that. And maybe I got to get to the point where that doesn't matter to me, right? I'm obviously so small that matters. But I got to get to the point where that doesn't even fucking matter, bro. But I don't like it currently. They'll suck up all the game and act like they don't fuck with you. Like, what? I mean, I'm not, you know, you don't want to be so arrogant that you'll say, dude, you wouldn't be shit without me, bro. You don't want to get they're almost pushing you to the point where you say shit like that, dog. How's that link, y'all? Does that link work? Let me check out these links. Let me check some shit out. We getting in. Smash that like button. We in here. We ain't going nowhere. Hit that like button. We got 10 likes. I got to get back on them likes. Let's get it. Let me see. Okay, it's cracking. Cracking is cracking. Cracking is cracking. Oh, it's working. Okay. Yeah, get that calendar. I ain't gonna say that all the even the coloring book. I ain't gonna be really promoting it tough. Make some shorts and shit. You know, if you guys fuck with me, shit, make some shorts with that magazine. People flipping through it, looking at, you know, different articles, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get each other in. We gotta get each other in. You know, if you guys got some shit that you need to boost to the next level, like hit me. This is what we do. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability to troubleshoot and figure out, you know, what needs to get figured out. You did. So let's get that end of the year tap in, tap in. If you need anything, even if you need the links to the magazine, the coloring books, the anything we got going on, anything we got going on. We got a sponsor. We got a sponsor by Alex Carter. We'll be checking that out. He sent me some books. He does a lot of writing on he did game dogs and other breeds, but he's been in breeding for 30 years. We chopped it up. He wants to sponsor the show for the first month. See how that goes. You know, that's residual income, right? So he's gonna send me the book. I'm gonna check it out. Uh he does a bunch of guides and, you know, different things that you guys could use, and it's gonna be helpful. Not like no magazine type stuff, like real, you know, handbooks, guides. That's gonna troubleshoot you. You read that joint, you know, take your notes, and you'll be able to know everything. He's got one on parasites that's coming soon. He's also, of course, before I do any, I'm gonna look at anything. I told him, you know, I'm not just gonna promote anything. You know, I'm gonna look at it and then, you know, but he's welcome to sponsor the show, so he's gonna do that. We're not gonna lock in no major agreement, but 1 month to start the year off, that's good. You know, that's good. So salute Alex Carter. Um, Canine Foundations. Um, I forget what it is. Canine Foundations. I'll get all that info. Janae Johnson, what up? You rock, what up? Tap in. Hit the like button. You see where we at. Let's get a handful of more likes. Come on. Throw a dog a bone. Double tap that screen if you're on the device. I think you don't got to do that. If you're on the, I don't think I got the vertical going today. I don't think I got the vertical going. When to quit. When to quit. Marcel Shepard. What up, man? Yeah, it's a lot of things, man. That dudes, it just as long as the real ones know, the fake ones, they could go wherever. They usually go where the wind blow anyway. Wherever the wind blow, whoever win today, that's where they at. They're not gonna stay. Hold it down. Hold it down. You know, when to quit. When to say, you know what? This bloodline ain't working for me, bro. Cause I see a lot of dudes, they quit every other month. They quit. They give up on the line. They give up so easily. And we always say to see it through the generations and see the product and see it through. We're talking about what can I add? I see dudes. I don't know if it's the bully game transferring over to the APBTs. Maybe we got a whole bunch of bully breeders jumping in, but I see a whole lot of the same type of talk that the bully guys do. They're talking about adding this and adding this, and I'm lacking this, I'm lacking that. That's really not to building a strong yard, right? If you're building a strong infrastructure, right? Think about it. If I'm building a floor or a platform or whatever it is, something that I want to be sturdy, is it going to be more sturdy with a whole bunch of pieced together puzzle pieces? Or is it going to be better with a few solid pieces? Right? I want you guys to soak that in. Soak it in. Because we hear all this stuff. And then I love YouTube, but you get a lot of contradictory on here. Right. And I'm the guy that pays attention. Dude, they say shit, and then all of a sudden, like dudes will tell you that they're not much better. And this is another thing I got a problem with. Like I said, I got to get bigger so it doesn't bother me. Right. I'm too small. If I was bigger, it wouldn't bother me. But you hear dudes talking about breeding and shit and how to capture genetics and all of this shit. But you just said last year that you wasn't really a breeder, bro. See, if you're gonna be a breeder, if you want to be upper echelon, you're gonna have to pay attention to detail. You're gonna have to take the glasses off, stop being starstruck. Okay? I told you about these dogs, man. I told you about this dog game. You got your good people in there. You got your douchebags in there, dog. They'll lead you down a wrong road, bro. Just saying. If they really don't know about genetics, if they really never spent 20, 25 years, 30 years, preferably actually breeding these dogs, seeing the litters, checking them out, multiple 20s and 40s and hundreds, right? That's what it takes. You're not going to let a doctor operate on you that just said last year that he doesn't really do this. I'm really not much of a heart surgeon. When you're breeding, it's as meticulous as that. It's the small, fine details that people overlook. So now we have this YouTube era where dudes really they come into this shit and they morph into something that they're really not. Right? Be careful who you get your information from. It's no shot at old timers, it's no shot at this, no shot. Listen, if your expertise is in breeding, because a lot of people frown upon breeders, you know, they call them peddlers and different things. It's so much of a flex for somebody to say, "Oh, I don't sell dogs." What does that have to do with tonight? Who has the better dog tonight? People wouldn't know who the fuck bred anything. You won't know who bred what. It's not a flex that you don't sell dogs. You can't just jump up in here and just say, "Hey, I don't sell dogs." And just you automatically go to the top of the stack. That it says nothing about your expertise, and it says absolutely nothing about your ability to put good dogs on the floor. Nothing. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying sell dogs because you know you got idiots and it's early. So when you get it's early and you got idiots, you know, this shit could go left, right? I'm saying some shit that I didn't say. Stand on what it is that you bring, your strength, your abilities, your best suit. Stand on that. It doesn't matter where the wind is blowing. Don't worry about that. You stay focused on the path and the mission that you're doing. If you want to be the best breeder ever, do what you do, bruh. Don't get around guys. Oh, I don't sell dogs. I don't, you know, all that club that just show me a bunch of motherfuckers that could lose everything and be fucked off. Some of them pieces you sold, they created the bonds that you got today, man. Some of my best dudes that I fuck with today, they bought a dog. They paved the way. They showed me that they wasn't bullshitting. It's only so much bullshitting you could do. Motherfuckers don't just sit around talking about dog fighting and shit on the phone, bro. That's not what's happening, bro. We're really trying to do something positive for the breed in real time. It's not a front. That's why people are mad. That's why they want me to act like somebody else and conduct myself like somebody else. That's why I made the Buck City, the Buck City, what the helly, the what the helly. I'm on the what the helly. I shouldn't have to worry about being politically correct about anything. Right? So be careful, man. Be about the best breeder to me. He's the guy that he's blocking out all the smoke. He understands the bloodline that he's running. He understands what goes good with that blood. He understands genetics, what dogs to put on that yard together. It's like a general manager of a Super Bowl team. You're building alliances with other guys with good dogs. You're making sure that you keep those guys close by for accessibility to different animals, possibilities of what those dogs could produce. With this, you're trying a lot of stuff. A good cook doesn't just cook one meal and they say he's the best cook ever. You produce one dog and you think that you're Tukey Williams. You know, I take pride in all the years that I put in and everybody down in what I was trying to do and motherfuckers not seeing my vision. I take pride in that. Because now when we look back and they don't have shit, right? You see that Buck City everywhere. We don't use these dogs for illegal purposes. Let's get that straight. Motherfucker sent me a clip. my guy sent me a clip, man. They talking, man. What? What? That will let you know that it's not safe out here, bruh. And the rats know where to find the rats. I'm telling you, boy. A rat could find a motherfucking rat faster than you can. I bet you that. You know? I've been trying to upload this shit, man. Let me get one. This ain't just a magazine. It's a movement. The American Pit Bull Terrier. Real dogs, real yards, real history. From legendary bloodlines to modern breeders, keeping the flame lit. Yard spotlights, breeding knowledge, controversy, culture. This is for the ones who walk it like they talk it. No fluff, no fakes, just dog man, dog woman, and dogs. Grab your issue now, support the culture. Because the legacy don't live online, it lives in print. Yes, sir. Hey, tap in. It's the end of the year. Tap in. Tap in. Let me get that number. You feel me? Let's get up, so I could do that Backstreet shit because this shit, this shit right here, man. Ty Green, what up, brother? What's going on? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. End of the year, tap in. We just tapping in the end of the year. Boy. He said, I sell dogs, but I keep my own shit too. Yeah, I feel like this is how I feel. Always do the breedings for you. Always 99% of the time. I mean, I ain't never been to the level to where I'm so big that I can't keep anything, right? I've never been to that level. I've never been, and I understand, if you're like a great breeder, that has a lot of clientele like Tom Garner, and we always got to use LeBron. That's fucking LeBron. or Jordan, right? If you're on that level, then yeah, you're gonna have 40s and 50s of litters that you're not gonna keep none. You just sell them all. Like get these motherfuckers out of here. It's hundreds, 100, 2, 3, 4, however many hundreds, bro, of pups, right? So I understand that, but for the accelerated program, the guys that the dream chasers, you're gonna want to keep something out of every litter, bro. I don't know if that something is one. I don't know if that something is two, right? I don't know if that something is three. Okay. If that's half the litter, this is something that you gotta look at and weigh it out from your own perspective of your understanding of the blood and the scarcity and how much you need of it at that time. But my thing is, if I'm breeding for myself, literally for the future, I'm looking at a template. I know what these dogs are, and they got to get to over here, right? How can I preserve these dogs? Like we're in 2026 coming up. How can I preserve these dogs to like 2030, 2032, right? What moves do I need to make that happen? Yeah, of course, everybody keeps some, but we talking about, there's going to be multiple litters where he's not going to be able to keep none, right? You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a streaking amount of litters to where he's not going to be able to keep any. That's what I mean. And my thing is, if you breed something, you should be keeping something off of every litter because that shows you, especially when you're learning, when you're in the learning stage and you want to actually get good percentages, you gotta keep good. You gotta keep dogs. You gotta keep dogs. You gotta keep the best one, the best puppy. You got to keep the worst puppy sometimes. You got to keep this. You got to put this one over there. Everything you're going to want to try to keep tabs on because that's the best way. That's going to be the best way to see what you're actually producing. What you're actually producing is the only thing that matters. Your name in the game and what you did 40 years ago and 50 years ago and all these guys that don't exist anymore and all, what I'm saying? None of that matters in the breeding world. None of it. Okay. That's why I love this game because an old guy that been in the game for 60 years could come and a guy can outclass him that just got in the game. Right. Right. Some of those old bloodlines, we like to look at them and we like to go back. And yeah, it's a great thing to go back. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times that shit ain't shit and died off because it wasn't shit. And that's words of Schoolboy, right? I know we all fuck with Schoolboy to a certain degree, right? So you very well could be getting some old blood, and yeah, maybe you probably need to cross that shit up into something and wake that shit up because a lot of that shit is hibernating. It's a lot of hibernation going on with some of these bloodlines. I'm just saying. It's a lot of hibernation. It's a lot of hibernation and it's a lot of paper hanging. I'll tell you that. That is back. Paper hanging. It ain't never left, but that is back. You know, uh I've been seeing it more, and I don't know. course, this shit been going on, bro. This shit been going on. I will fuck with somebody that absolutely hates that shit. Right. If they're okay with it, that's, I'm gonna fuck with somebody that hates it because they're really all about the integrity of the pedigree. And you got to look at their intention. If they're selling everything, then they're probably not, it's probably nothing that they give a fuck about. That's the way I look at it. Right. So we could look at the thought process of whatever it is and the reason why you kept what you kept. But on the other foot, if you didn't keep none, then I'm automatically thinking that, this is a litter that you don't really care much about. That's all I'm saying, man. That hibernation vigor. Let me see. I think he said, I don't like to repeat broodings out. Well, shit, AQ. Even if you get something good, you wouldn't want to keep it. I mean, you wouldn't want to keep that same trend going. I think that's a strong sign of a good breeder. If it's the pieces that he has. He has the family to that good dog. Like when he finally produces that good dog, he has that whole family around it. Littermate's sister, mom, dad, or if he don't have the dad, he got Littermate's sister, 2 brothers, half brother. You know what I'm saying? He might got a half sibling to the dad. He has the family intact that, you witness the greatness from. That's why when you get a dog, depending on who you're dealing with, your best bet will be to go back to their yard, right? Because they've already, and because they're keeping their dogs. They're keeping their dogs. They got a litter mate to your dog. To me, that is a strong sign that this person cares about his animals. He cares about what he's putting together. He has the family to him. Right? That's all I'm saying, bro. You tell me, does it look suspicious? I got 6 litters. I get 7 pups off of every litter. That's 42 pups. And I don't keep none. Is that suspicious? Is that suspicious behavior? That's suspicious behavior, fellas. You gotta be looking, or you gotta be looking not to breed that. Don't do that breeding. As simple as that. You're gonna answer your own questions. Or how do I create good dog? Don't breed some shit that you don't want. You know that mom is trash. So what you're gonna try to do is add some trash to this dog over here. Let's say this other dog, he's good, right? So what you doing, you trying to carry off of me dead weight because your bitch ain't bringing shit to the table. So you planning on piggybacking off of my shit. Versus knowing when to quit and just say, you know what, this dog right here doesn't meet the standard. That's why I alluded to the bully community. Because that's what they do. Easty, westy, I'll fix the fronts, I'll You know, because that dog doesn't have to function. Oh, look at him. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. He knows how to open a door. He's smart. That didn't mean shit 50 years ago when he was in the box. That didn't matter. The dog could know how to talk, but that doesn't mean he's smart. Oh, I like him. He's smart. Yeah, you really don't know if he's smart because he's never been in any combat. That's how they measured that. It wasn't because he fucking climbed the fence or he knows how to escape out of the fucking kennel. That's not the intelligence that they're talking about. You know? Mash that button. John Kramer, what up? Reagan Cowless, what up? Clifton behind enemy lines, what up, brother? What we doing? Is we queuing? Is we queuing? I'm trying to, it was a movie last night. We had a movie, boy. I love family. The kids, they was doing too much. They behind the couch, CC, it's hide and go seek and shit, man. Look, bro. I ain't used to that. I ain't used to that, man. I got the summer spot. Hope everybody enjoyed that though. You know. So AQ, man, I like to encourage you to, feel good about one of them breedings enough to want to repeat that thing, man. That maybe that's what's gonna boost you to that next level. Everybody could go up a level. Let me note that. Everybody could get up a level, bro. Everybody's doing something right now. They could step that shit up. Trust me. You know, it's always room for improvement. That's the beauty of it. This gelato's flirting with my motherfucking pink runts, boy. Oh no. Oh no, it's pretty good. Wake and bake. Wake and bake, man. It's 7:30 over here. I'm up. I've been on here an hour. I'm up. We get it.
We're here looking for Candyman, bitch.
Step back.
We're here looking for Candyman, bitch.
Step back. That's my guy. Hey, that's my guy right there, man. That's my guy. Don't say my name. Watch out for that Agent Hirsch in your area, man. Every neighborhood's got an Agent Hirsch, bruh. Every neighborhood. You know, it might be one of your neighbors. Remember how they used to do back in the day? They had Officer Friendly. They used to have Officer Friendly come to every school and they bring the car and shit, let motherfuckers. Maybe that was just in my area. Maybe, but they tried to do that to, kind of get people, the relationship with law enforcement and shit. You know what I'm saying? But this kind of gives me the same tone. Everybody, there's an Officer Friendly everywhere, man. There's an Agent Hirsch everywhere. Somebody done told on you. Somebody done told you, just because you got dogs and you got them, you walking them and condition them and stuff, you probably got them on a treadmill or something. You know what I'm saying? They calling the law on you. You ain't doing nothing wrong. We've been getting violated, y'all. You got to understand, and we got to wake up. That's why it's a bigger issue besides clowning and, you know, just clowns, because like we're really, I don't know what to call it, but like the way that dog men are getting railroaded, even if you were fighting them, right? Let's say you were fucking fighting them, right? But they don't find no evidence other than some scars, bruh, and the dog on the chain. That's not enough, bruh. And we're getting flipped over for that, right? That's not enough. You didn't see me fighting the dog. You didn't see me with drones and shit, you know, like the 1 week. That shit, there ain't nothing you could do unless you just spectating, you just a spectator, but there ain't nothing you could hide that, and it's unfortunate. And we're not trying to hide anything. Some people are genuinely just not trying to fight their dog. As simple as that. Like, even if I was fighting dogs in 2025, let's say 2025, this was my life as a dog fighter. And I said, you know what? I've been checking out this APBT magazine, and these guys been doing some positive shit. All that I've been getting is bad coming from these dog fighting and all this hot shit. Let me turn over a new leaf and just do something totally different with my life and, with everything. Even if you do that, they will come to your house and swear with no evidence that you're dog fighting, bro, and take your dogs. And then they're going to try to hit you with animal cruelty, right? Because with me, there was a big dog fighting bust, dog fighting investigation. Then they don't really have no evidence of that. They couldn't get in my phone, right? So they could maybe see some shit in there. You couldn't get in there. I got the forensics. I got the paper from the forensic. You couldn't get in the phone, right? So let's fuck it, man. Let's just push this animal cruelty shit and try to jack up his bail so high. That way he won't be able to afford to get out. He won't be able to afford to get a lawyer. He'll probably sit up in jail for 2 or 3 months and we'll starve his ass out under the worst conditions during COVID. Right. Then we'll offer his ass 6 months, 2 years later, after he's just burnt out and exhausted, wanting to, I'm missing reunions and shit. I ain't even supposed to be out of the county. They limited me to 1 county north of me and 1 county south of me. So I couldn't even go to Snohomish counties and, Thurston County. It's counties I couldn't even go to. Well, I could go to Thurston, Pierce, and King. That's it. I was restricted. So there's an Agent Hirsch in your area that he's dying to tell on you, bro. He's going through withdrawals. He's tossing around in his sleep because he can't wait to get down to that station and get that BLT and tell on your ass. So be careful who you're fucking with. Be careful who you're on the phone with. Be careful what you're saying on social media. Be careful. They're listening to these videos. They're listening. They're waiting on me to say some dumb shit, so they could take it out of context and use that and investigate me. That's what they want to do, right? I'm not saying this for my fucking health, bro. I got transcripts. You know, they watching videos. They're verbatim quoting what you're saying on here. You think it's cool. You think just because nobody knows you, or you think, bro, they will find out who you are. They will get DoorDash some motherfucking Herfies or some Carl Juniors, and they will have a motherfucker that looks like this up in there telling on your ass. Okay? So be careful. You made it this far. You made it this far, bruh. Our paperwork is paraphernalia. Since when is paperwork paraphernalia? Huh? We love these dogs. Look what we do. Look what we do. Look what light we're trying to put them on. I don't want to fight my dogs. So what if I got a stack of paperwork? So what? So fucking what? That's not the end all be all. You know? He said every dog is a blue. You see that shit, man. That boy, man, he ain't right. That boy ain't right. That boy ain't right. There's an agent Hurts. He's the face of this shit. Like he could put up as much shit as he want about me. Cause I don't give a fuck personally. You saw me. I I was laughing at the bitch, you know. And I cussed Carrie Bayless the fuck out. I said, bitch, you know I named you after my dog. She said, I know. I said, Carrie Bayless is a motherfucking. I said, Carrie Bayless, you's a lying ass bitch. When they had me in handcuffs. I wasn't gonna do shit, but I was pissed. I was pissed. I was pissed. But now that I look back at it, yeah, it was funny. It was funny as hell. Because if that was somebody else going before me and he did that, I would have been laughing like a motherfucker. I would have got home, told my girl, like, yeah, I was at the courthouse today that some dude, he got locked up. He called the lady a bitch right in front of the judge. Fuck him, nigga. So quiet it better be when I got that fucking pistol up to your fucking head. I got a lot of brains, but I'll fucking wig out. You know, people know, like, don't fuck with me. Push me, push me, push me, push me, push me. And just explode. You know, watch out for the Agent Hirsch. On the hunt for the Mopar Stone. Quit snooting and sneaking. Sneaking and snooting. Step your game up. belt to ass all 2025. That's what I said. And it been belt to ass. Paid my own motherfucking way. If you coming through the Duluth. Let's go. We're doing it. We ain't taking no days off. 25/8, no lunch breaks. Same thing with next year. You know how it's gonna be easy next year? Because we did it all this year. Dead and shit. Projects done. Dead in it. Heat seeking missile. It's for the breed. I was looking at them retro J's in that picture. I'm like, man, where the fuck is my J's at? I don't really remember tossing them in the trash. What happened to them? There must have been one that somebody then got up off me. I actually like those. I actually like those. APBT, positive light. You know, let's get to these dog shows though next year. Let's make that a norm. Let's make that I gotta pop up. I'm popping up. Fuck it. I'm just start saying fuck it and just, what I'm saying, just do what I do, man. Just get out here, just get out here, bro. But let's collab. If you in other spots, motherfucker can't get to, let's collab. APBT magazine needs to be, we need to be there. If you big, shit, we need to get a booth. If you real big on these shows and you real, you going to them, you could hit 3, 4. Yeah, we need to get you a booth, bruh. APBT magazine with the hood, the chair, the banner, all that. Magazines, merch, everything. You can go to the show and eat. Go to the show, set up, and take your profits off the top, man, and have a good day. You dig? It's opportunities. That's what we want to create. Fuck what you heard, like a dick in your ear. Fuck what you heard. I'm a boss in my city. Okay. When I got it, everybody eats. That's the difference. When you the boss, nobody eats. When I'm the boss, everybody eats. It's a difference. Okay. I understand that. I understood that at a young age. You dig? That's why motherfuckers is winning. What I'm talking about. But yeah, I got to get back to these phone calls and shit. I jumped off a call to get on here anyway. But you guys stay safe, man, out there, man. Don't stay too hungover. You know what I'm saying? Get up, get them electrolytes, get that water up in you. Man, health is wealth, man. 2026 is coming. It's about building more, building up. More land, more everything. That's what it is. The other dog, man, they ain't gonna tell you that. Oh, I just want to talk about dog. Okay, yeah, fuck you. The fuck out of here. Build a future for your family. Leave something behind. That's what a real man does. Like your grandpa. Real man. You dig? It's Buck City. I'm out.